Actually, today we have some special event because it's symbolic dance events, and we together with you will have Alexandra will share a screen. Together with you, we will speak about like your impact in Ukrainian victory, and also Ukraine's achievement and together with me will be Alexandra, Irina, Nata, and also Arsen also help us prepare presentation, but unfortunately he can't join. So the floor, I guess, for Irina. Yes, she will start with newsletter as usual.
So, hello everyone. Thank you for being united for Ukraine. I'm going to present you some news today. Uh, there is also another front. There is also a law front where Ukrainian diplomats and lawyers are fighting as well. And the first case of a Russian military killing Ukrainian civilian is to appear before the court. A court in Kiev is to consider a case of a 21-year-old Russian military officer who killed a civilian in Sumy Oblast, Ukraine. The civilian had no weapon, and he was a 62-year-old man just walking along the road with his bicycle when the Russian military officer shot him dead. So a possible punishment for the perpetrator can be either serving a time of 10 or 15 years or even life imprisonment. And actually, this is the first such case in the Ukrainian court so far, and there was the court today where the perpetrator pleaded guilty, and tomorrow there is another court on this case. Thank you. The next slide, please. Also, today is May 18th, which is the Day of Remembrance of Deportation Victims. On May 18, 1944, the Soviet Union started its forcible deportation of Crimean Tatars and other nationalities from Crimea to Asia and Far East. The reason was the false charge of collaboration with Nazis, but the true reason was to remove people who opposed the regime. So thousands of Crimean Tatar population died en route during the deportation. They died of hunger, lack of oxygen, and illnesses. Within just a few days, about 180,000 Crimean Tatars were deported from Crimea. Those were mostly elderly people, women, and children. Ukraine is commemorating this day today, and events dedicated to the Remembrance Day are held every year in Crimea. People usually used to gather in Simferopol, in the central square of Simferopol, the capital city of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea, to commemorate the victims. But since 2014, they were prohibited to do so, and they can only gather in the outskirts of the city near the cemetery. And there was a beautiful tradition of climbing a mountain called Chaperdak with Crimean Tatar flags and stuff. But this year, this event was banned by the Russian occupiers. And on the slide, you can see two paintings by Rustem Emin, a Crimean Tatar Ukrainian artist. And this art series is called Unutma. Remember is the translation of the title. This series of paintings is dedicated to the crime of deportation. The next slide, please. So there is no surprise that Russia continues its missile attacks and shellings of Ukrainian settlements. Russia shelled Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts with numerous casualties and damage. At least 10 people were killed in the city of Severodonetsk on May the 16th. Also, Russia struck at the bridge across Dniester estuary in Odessa Oblast for the 5th time, and the bridge is badly damaged. Russians struck on Chernihiv Oblast, and that killed at least 8 people. It's hard to count the victims now because of constant shellings. Also, Russia attacked Lviv, Mykolaiv, and the oblasts with missiles. Border villages in Chernihiv Oblast are shelled constantly. As for the occupied territories, Ukrainians flee these territories because it's very dangerous to stay there. According to the mayors of Melitopol and Kherson, up to 50% of residents have fled these cities now Russia controlled. The next slide, please. 264 Ukrainian soldiers were evacuated from Azovstal. 53 heavily wounded Ukrainian soldiers were evacuated on May the 16th from the Azovstal plant in Mariupol to a hospital in Novozovsk, and 211 soldiers to Lenivka, according to Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maler. Both these cities are occupied by Russian forces now. Also, Hanna Maler said that Ukrainian authorities were working to save the rest of Ukrainian soldiers at Azovstal. Earlier reports said that about 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers were staying at the besieged Azovstal. So I guess this is it from my side. Thank you very much for listening.
Yep. And now, like, we will go. Firstly, about Azovstal, I want to add, like, you remember that we asked you, like, signed the petition, signed, like, different letters to United Nations to support Ukraine and Azovstal. And I guess it's, if you do that, guys, it's also, like, they, um, they are evacuated also with your support, because like you make impact in the international, to the international community, and international community now helps Ukraine like to evacuate these our soldiers. For now we do not know clear what will happen with them, um, because they are in occupied territory. But Ukrainian government now is doing everything possible to exchange them, like to return them back, like to Ukraine territory. And today, as we mentioned, we will speak about your impact, and about Ukrainians' victory. And we will start, maybe next slide. Yeah, we gathered some achievement which we made together with you, with all guests of our United of Ukraine, United of Ukraine events, and one of them is Ukrainer in Korean. If you was in previous classes, you saw this slide with reliable Ukrainian media, and there was the Ukrainer among them. And Ukrainer is independent media project that was established few years ago to the full-scale Russia's invasion. And the thing is that during this meeting, we meet with James, who actually has Korean origin, but live in the USA in the UPG classes. And he said that he want to be volunteer, and I was surprised a little bit when he said that, oh wow, I know only English and Korean, and we decided like to create Ukrainer in Korean language. And for now, like, there is only 1 month when we like launch with Ukrainer this project. We have 11 volunteers. Like, besides them is James from UPG, and also volunteers from Ukraine, South Korea, Bangladesh, and even France and the USA. And we have, like, for now only more than 300 subscribers. And if you know someone from Korea or who know Korean language, just share this link with them. Like, or if you don't know Korean, please go visit this page and just put your likes. It's also support for us. And also one of this achievement is that Ukrainer created a video to support Azovstal. Yes, and this video watched and more than 1,000 people watched this video. So more than 1,000 people already know what is happening in Azovstal. And yes, yeah, and it is because like a few impact of just of initiative. And next slide, Alexa. Our next achievement, I guess many of you see familiar faces here, because many of you participated in our common video Stand with Ukraine, where we share our thoughts how world could support Ukraine. And we really appreciate it, and we shared it in YouTube. And if you want to share this video from your personal page, just contact me. I will send you link, and you could share it anywhere. This video like is actual, like till this war is going on. And yes, and now next slide. This is our Buhaki. I really appreciate like help of your organization. You do like I really like when you wrote me in tag me in Instagram and tag all of Ukrainians UPG sustainability leaders, and I really appreciate this video which you created with your organization to support Ukraine. And I guess one day ago you created another one video, and we really appreciate this impact. And it's really impressed that you tell about war in Ukraine in your community. And we really thank you also for sharing videos Stand with Ukraine in your like social page of your organization. Yes, and another achievement, it's like also next slide, Alexandra. Our also a common achievement. Maybe you remember this session when we when we tell about Anna's story from Ukrainian volunteer service. She said that he wanted to visit USA and collected some money, but when the full-scale invasion started, she donated all her like money for trip. She donates this money for a Return Alive Foundation who support Ukrainian soldiers. And Ben was so impressed that he asked, just give me the link where to donate to Ukrainian volunteer service. I'm not sure if Ben is here, but if he's here or will see recording, we really appreciate it. And it's just one case, like when you maybe some of you also do the same things, we ask you, don't be shy, guys, just share it in forum, tell us that you donated. And there is like also sentence which Ben write in forum, that please donate, please, 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 anyone else, if you're able, just a small amount, please donate. And really small amount, even €1 makes a change. So yes, if you could donate somehow or like fundraise as it do. Sorry, I forgot your name. Not Paulo, Philip, maybe Philemon. Uh,
Philemon.
Philemon, yeah, yeah. If you have like such initiative as Philemon, like to fundraise money in your birthday, just if it would be successful, like if it just initiative to share it in social media, share it in forum, we really appreciate it, and for us, for Ukrainians, it really means a lot. Yeah, and another achievement, like our commune, it's guys, now we have opportunity also see familiar faces, because many of you invited us like speakers to your event. For example, Alexandra and Oksana uh, was invited to an event about Microsoft students community, and I and Alexa and I also tell about our initiative United for Ukraine in Toral Hall, and also Haki, you also um, invite us with Oksana to your event, and here you also can see Arsen, who talk in one online event about mental health and awareness, and also like about mental health and awareness during the war in Ukraine. Yes, thank you for inviting, and we always open to like new initiatives, new events. If you have like such opportunity, we always like open to this. And I guess it's like from my side all. And now we will go deeply to actually Ukraine's achievements.
Yeah, thank you, Danka. And firstly, before the beginning of the next topic, I'd like to emphasize that, guys, you're really special. And on this special event, we wanted to emphasize that you're doing great. You help Ukraine, and your impact matters, and we appreciate this. And next topic is we called it Ukraine's achievement from the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion. And we started this topic from unexpected thing. This weekend, Ukraine won the Eurovision Song Contest. I don't know if you heard about this contest. If you didn't, then Google it, please. But for us, it's a very important thing, because at 2:30 a.m. With my mother, I was screaming and screaming, "Mom, we have won! It's our victory!" So so the Ukrainian rap and folk band Kalush Orchestra, which you see on this picture, they won this contest with their song Stefania, which and this song is about mother of the guy. Sorry, of this frontman of this band, and from the stage, he told, "I ask all of you, please help Ukraine, Mariupol, help Azovstal right now." He could be disqualified for this phrase, but he did it. And you see, the search for Azovstal on Google after this calling, it's increased in several times. So many people told that, people on Eurovision or Eurovision audience, they are not about politics, they're not about war. They're celebrating, they have some kind of holiday party, and they won't react. But you see the reaction. And the one thing, I can't see it, but you see it definitely, the picture of this man. And this is the voice of Eurovision in Ukraine. It is Ukraine Eurovision presenter Timur Miroshnichenko, he had to broadcast from a bomb shelter. You see this background where he was, and I caught the moment when he screamed Ukraine when when we knew the results. And after this victory, in response to this victory, our president Volodymyr Zelensky, he said that we will do our best to one day host Eurovision in the port city of Mariupol. And you know, it's so important for us, but we appreciate the support of the whole world. I put here this list of countries who gave us the highest points, and this was unprecedented amount of points in the history of Eurovision. From I believe Yemi reads the name of countries. Yeah. Yeah, it's so many countries, and we were shocked. So from this great beginning, I'd like to give the floor to Nata. Oh, and one more thing, and we will share this link. Sorry, Nata. One day later, Kalush Orchestra, they published this video, official Eurovision video, which was for, I believe this one was forbidden to translate during the to broadcast, sorry, during the performance, because it was too political. Organizers forbade that, but I recommend you to watch it. So Nata, the floor is yours.
Actually, to this, I already shared this link, so you can just copy paste and save this link and watch after session.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Hello, everyone. Yes, I want to continue our presentation, and you know, like, we decided to make this event, as Anka already mentioned, more, I would say, optimistic, summarize some things that has been done together with your assistant, together with our world's help, yes, and that so many countries help us, I mean, our country. And we started with the Eurovision Song Contest because it just happened, yes, last weekend. And but nevertheless, we want to highlight what happened overall in the world. I mean, we called it like our international victories. Yes, what happened all over the world, what cases helped us, what events that happened and help us to proceed to our victory a lot. So what you can see on this screen, it's about joining Ukraine to European Union. As many of you might know, we are not the part of European Union. Of course, we want to be this part, and we have been doing this long trip for so many years after we received our independence in 1991, but we're not still there. And this war was kind of a stage for us to speed up and to proceed with this application, joining European Union. And actually, from the very beginning of the war, you might see on the slide their date is February 28th. And as you might remember, the war started February 24th. So after 4 days of war, our president, prime minister, and the speaker of parliament, they signed the application for our membership, yes, and already on March 1st, the European Parliament adopted a resolution, yes, in support of granting Ukraine this candidate status. And actually, it was already have been an informal summit. This informal summit have been held on their March 10th and 11th, and they recognize that our choice is like European choice. So currently, as of now, Ukraine is waiting for our candidate status, but this is very successful stage of our history. And going to the next slide and talking about our next achievements, of course, I think, again, lots of you know, so like, we're not saying something which is not, I don't know, which is not popular, we say yes, or some like secrets, but still we want to highlight these key points for you to remember that this is land lease, yes, which was signed recently on the 9th of May, and it was signed by the US President Joe Biden, and he signed this law. And actually, it's about, this is like a document, yes, and this document makes it easier for the United States of America to lend some military aid to its allies, and actually our country is one of the allies, and it will help our country with war against Russia a lot. And this is very, again, a successful point in our war history. And actually, we have many benefits, which you can see, yes, that it will reduce the term of military assistance, because as you might be aware, time is very important for us during this war, yes, because when we need to buy something, when something needs to be delivered, it should be on time, delivered on time, and we don't have like lots of time for this. And again, it's expanding the assistance provided by the United States, so the list of their military activities, what they can provide, it's expanded, and actually it became a priority for the US to help us to defend our country. And again, in the future, we will be able to receive any weapons when we request it. And going further, we would like actually, yes, to remind, because I remember it was, I guess, maybe the first or among our first meetings, our sessions here in UPG, when we met and we were talking about well, like about bans of many international companies who refused working within Russia. And you can see on the slide lots of brands who did this. Of course, there are still some processes and negotiations that some companies manage to leave the country very fast. I'm talking about Russia. For some of them, it's still taking some time, because yes, if you are an international company with lots of assets, with lots of employees, you cannot do it like within 2 days or 2 weeks, yes, but still it's in the process. And we realize it's a very big success, again, because of our because we were not silent, because of our international support. And this is very good, and again will speed up our victory. Going to the next slide, actually I think I will pass, yes, the word to Alexandra, and we'll come back. Thank you.
This is mine, and my heart feels good when I see this, when I saw this news first time, as I'm a researcher and this is my field. So as I said before, that many countries support Ukrainian researchers, scientists, and students. And the other way of support of Ukraine's victory was this statement that was made by the biggest publishers in the world. It was made on March 31, and it calls publishers condemn invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and their actions concern Russia and Belarus, as Russia use Belarus as the I don't know how to say it, плацдарм для війни. Girls,
maybe
do you know
platform.
Yeah, one more platform from where they attack Ukraine. And so on this date, the world's largest publishers, or of scientific journals published a joint statement. They have taken the unprecedented step of suspending sales and marketing of products and services to research organizations in Russia and Belarus. And this means that in these countries, legal access to the largest full-text collections of articles published by such groups like Elsevier or Springer Nature and others, as well as to abstract databases like Web of Science and Scopus, will be terminated. And these publishers noticed that their actions are not targeted at Russians researchers, but rather at research organizations in these countries. And you see the list, here you see the list of those who have signed this statement, and among them, oh my God, I don't see it all. Oh, among them, it's like Cambridge University Press, it's Elsevier, it's Springer Nature, the Geological Society. So these are huge publishers, and they have proactive position in our support, and it's really important for us too. So Nata, the floor is yours again.
Yes, thank you so much. And I will continue again. It was like one of our international victories, and I will continue with another one. And actually, what we want to remind you again, we put it to our, just a moment, I will switch to screen sharing mode. So just to remind you, what territories were occupied since February, yes, since March, and how they were recaptured afterwards by our Ukrainian armies. So you can see on the map that this yellow color is marked where the Russian troops have been, yes, and how they proceeded. And you can see, like, I hope that many of you knows where is Kiev, I mean, our capital. So yes, it's here. Thank you, Alexandra. So they were very close to Kiev. They were in Kiev region, in Chernihiv region, and Sumy region. Yes, because our north part of our country is neighboring with Belarus, and north and east part of our country is neighboring with Russia. And that's why these territories were so easy to access on the ground. Yes, so we are not talking about the missiles, about bombing. We are talking about Russian troops who were going inside our country. And again, what you can see on the south, as you might be aware, Crimea Island has been occupied since 2014. And that's why there was an easy access to Kherson Oblast, which is unfortunately occupied now. But again, you can see this small yellow piece of territory, which is free as of now. Yes, and again, thanks to our Ukrainian army. And now we have a better picture. But again, at the beginning of the war, it was really scary for the people who live there, for the whole country. And all of you remember these terrible stories about Bucha, Irpin, Borodyanka, etc. And actually, there is another picture on the slide. Even it's just not only a picture, it's a meme, yes, which is saying that be strong like this kitchen cabinet. So it was made a picture in Borodyanka of the building, which was totally destroyed, but this kitchen cabinet was hanging, and there was a small statue of rooster. Yes, it's here, which has become like so popular among Ukrainians and all over the world. And this rooster, the statue of rooster, has become like a symbol that Ukraine will survive, people will survive, and we will win. And it's very symbolic for us and for our people. And going to the next slide, I want just to show, just for a quick understanding, how the map is looking right now, yes, just compared to the previous slide. So we don't have any Russian troops on the northern part of Ukraine, neither on the north northwest part. So it's only east part and south parts of our country, unfortunately, is still occupied. And actually, this is what it is now, but we are keep fighting. And Russia has lots of losses. And I want to summarize my speech with the losses of Russian Federation, of its army. So you can see here, actually, this is numbers for yesterday. Now it's like a little bit more, but it's around 28,000 of personnel which were liquidated by our Ukrainian army. And you can see the numbers of other military equipment which were destroyed during the war. So you can see aircrafts, which were about 201, helicopters, tanks. Actually, it's a really big amount. It's 1,235 tanks was destroyed, and all other like special equipment, boats, and artillery systems. So our country is keep fighting with the help of international donations, with international military equipment. That's why when we are asking you for donations, it's very important for us, because we support our army the same as we support our victory. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much.
Nata, may I add something?
Sure.
Just one thing. People, when we ask you not to be silent and to raise your voice, well, these results, it is thanks to world's support, thanks to citizens of many different countries support, because when you speak, authorities hear you. Especially in democratic countries, they have no other option than to hear you and to react. So that's why we are so appreciate your support and your voice. Thank you.
And I will continue, like just mention about one more very important achievement. Here you could see a kind of diagram, and the thing is that from the last 3 months, like more than, if I hope I pronounce it correctly, more than 500,000 individuals and organization, both in Ukraine and abroad, donated more than 3 billion hryvnias to Return Alive Foundation. This foundation is like one of the most biggest foundation in Ukraine, who actually helps Ukrainian soldiers. And we still need support. Like you see these numbers, but for Ukraine, unfortunately, it isn't enough, because we need a heavy weapon, especially we need better equipment, because guys, we are fighting with the Second World Army, so that is important. But you can see these numbers, and especially you can see in February, in where it's like February 22, it's increased like to the largest point. Yeah, so all this is like donation for Ukraine from Ukrainians and also abroad. And next slide we prepared for you. You said earlier, we remind you different ways how you can support Ukraine. For example, boycott Russia goods. For example, not be silent in your social media. Sign petition, especially Azovstal, about Azovstal. Maybe your local politicals. If you have possibility to make a donation, make a donations. But the thing is that we understand that we all have like different money opportunity. If I sounded correct, if I said it correctly, we can we have different needs, and sometimes we don't have enough money for like for make big donation. So for today meeting, we prepared something new for you. Alexandra, next slide. This is like some kind of ways how you can fundraise money to help Ukraine being in your country. And some of them especially already works. The first one, by the way, I propose this to Muhaki, and we have already discussion how we can make this in Kenya. So the first one is let's show the movie. You know, do you like going to cinema? Usually, if you go to cinema, you pay for ticket. For spending time in cinema, for watching movie. The thing is that we propose you to make a movie show in your country, in your community. Yeah, we have like one film which was created by a team of Ukrainer, which I mentioned earlier. And it is film about Ukraine, especially Ukraine culture, Ukraine traditions. It was made in a few years ago, like three or four, I don't remember, sorry. Yeah, and here you can see like stars collected more than 200 euros by showing this film in Germany. And you can do like the same. It's doesn't matter like what will be like what amount will be. For example, it could be like 2 euros for per one ticket. It could be like just free donation because as we mentioned, we have different opportunities, money opportunities. And next slide, this is let's sing for Ukraine. Yeah, in this picture you can see some Ukrainian musicians. Actually, they are a part of Ukrainian art front. This is initiative of some famous like Ukrainian bands and also singers. They given like a street concert. In this picture, you can see the charity street concert in Lviv. And in this case, they fundraising money for Ukrainian army. And another initiative, Alexandra, next slide. It's like one of my favorite because it's like because it's like one of most for me. It's one of the most creative one of the most creative initiative. Here you can see like Ukrainian brand do the socks. They made we call it pay it forward socks. So if you buy their socks, you donate money for Ukrainian army. And the thing is that they called this collection for victory. So they have like different images with some memes, I guess, or like funny pictures with like describe our Ukrainian salt. It's like from like my personal opinion how it's look like. And another initiative is like Korean stand with Ukraine. Actually, it's initiative abroad. So we wanted also tell about how in other country people support Ukraine. They created this mask with image of Ukrainian flag. It was initiative of like some businesses in Korea, in South Korea. and they, if you buy this mask, you made a donation like for Ukrainian embassy in Korea, and then this money Ukrainian embassy pass like to help Ukraine. And another one is actually from, I take this photo, like screenshot from post of my friends. She paints this t-shirt by herself. She just like have this equipment. And here post is in Ukraine, but I will translate. She said that she sells this t-shirt, and if you want to buy, you should make a donation like to support Ukrainian army. So it's different cases, like handmaids, like from individuals, and also like some big brands items from businesses. And another one, it's like also one kind of creative. Alexa, yeah. Let's make a book crossing. I guess you are really familiar with book crossing, but in this case, Ukrainian volunteers, they created a book crossing bot. So you can download picture of book which you want to like sell, and if you buy this book, that means in order to buy this book, you should make a donation to help a Ukrainian army. And here is like the achievements. Like they started actually this initiative, launched the board from 30th of March this year, and till 11th of May, they fundraised like more than $8,000 and their armies like to collect 100,000 hryvnias, or it's yes, it's like bigger 1,000 Ukrainians hryvnias. And you can do the same. I understand that it's really hard to like create some bot in Telegram or in other messages, but you can cooperate with like your local library or with your local like community space, and to propose them do like such kind of initiatives. Because many of you, I also, by the way, I also took part of this book crossing, and as I like just give 4 books, my own books, for this initiative. And when I gave these books, I understand this book was just on my room. I didn't touch them at all, and now like we have like really good result that now they convert of donation to Ukrainian army. Yeah, so any initiatives, any ideas, we always will be welcome. And if you need like of course, if you need like any support how to transfer money like from your country like to help Ukraine, maybe not only army, maybe some Ukrainians charity organization, we always welcome help you to organize this process. And it sounds like a kind of project or mini project, because I also was like I am UPG sustainability leader, and I understand that many information which I get in UPG sessions now I can use in like own initiatives, and I guess many of you also have this opportunity. Sorry, it was so long from me, and now we have like one video for you and one activity. So next video actually is dedicated how you can like support Ukraine, how actually businesses support Ukraine, but by really small like steps. It's really short video. Alexa, flow for you.
We are the
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
people you may have heard about. The people of Ukraine. We need some help at the moment for obvious reasons, but we don't need a ride and still have a lot more to offer. A lot of care, protection, velocity, clarity, long runs and six-packs, more limelights, more space, infinite loops, and even more looks. A bigger picture, much better picture. New ways to dress with unexpected routes. All kinds of boots. The famous PJs and a helping hand. You buy it? Ukraine has a lot to offer. Spend with Ukraine to stand with Ukraine.